The stars hung silently over the dark side of Earth, blinking like distant eyes watching the planet below. In the deep void beyond the moon's orbit, hundreds of human ships floated in perfect formation. Their lights were dimmed, engines quiet, waiting. Captain Aidan Cross stood on the command deck of the HMS Valkyrie, his eyes fixed on the main screen. Before him stretched the vastness of space, peaceful and calm, but he knew it was only an illusion. Somewhere beyond those glittering stars, the enemy was moving. The Galactic Council had voted. They had chosen war. To them, Earth was a small blue world, weak, divided, and easy to conquer. But they had made a mistake. Humanity had changed. After decades of silence and struggle, Earth had united under one flag, one voice, and one purpose: survival. Aidan's crew worked quietly, their faces tense. They all felt it, the strange quiet before the storm. Every radar sweep, every flicker of light could be the first sign of invasion. The fleet had been training for months, preparing for a fight they never wanted but could no longer avoid. "Status report," Aidan said softly. His voice broke the heavy silence. "All systems green, Captain," replied Lieutenant Mara. "The enemy fleet hasn't crossed the border yet." Aidan nodded. "They will," he whispered. Outside, a single red light blinked on the console, a small pulsing dot moving across the screen. The room froze. The first enemy signal had entered human space. The silence shattered. The storm was coming. The red dot on the screen multiplied, 2, then 5, then 20. Within minutes, hundreds of enemy ships appeared on the radar, forming a dark wave that stretched across the stars. The room filled with quiet gasps. Humanity's worst fear had arrived. Captain Aidan Cross stared at the screen, his expression calm but cold. "All ships, battle stations," he ordered. His voice carried no panic, only purpose. The crew moved instantly, their fingers flying over glowing panels as alarms echoed through the Valkyrie. In the silence between orders, the distant hum of engines began to rise. The human fleet awakened, thousands of cannons, missiles, and defense drones coming online. From the viewports, the black of space turned into a dance of motion and light. Lieutenant Mara's voice trembled slightly. "Enemy formation confirmed, Captain. It's the Zareth Armada, the Council's elite." Aidan nodded slowly. "Then they've sent their best. Good. So will we." Outside, the stars flickered as the first plasma shot crossed the void. It moved so fast it looked like a streak of lightning in space. Beautiful, silent, and deadly. It missed by a few kilometers, but the message was clear. "They've fired," said Mara. "Then fire back," Aidan replied. The Valkyrie's main cannons lit up, releasing a blinding beam of energy that tore through the dark. The silence vanished, replaced by thunder that could be felt even through metal walls. Across the fleet, human ships opened fire, their weapons blazing against the alien tide. The war for Earth had begun, not with words, but with fire. And deep within Aidan's mind, one thought echoed louder than the chaos. This time, humanity will not kneel. Space was no longer silent. It screamed with light, fire, and destruction. Every second, another explosion painted the black void in shades of red and gold. Human ships fought fiercely, their lines holding firm as the Zareth Armada pressed forward. Captain Aidan Cross stood tall in the storm of commands and warnings echoing through the Valkyrie's bridge. "Keep the formation tight. Don't let them break through," he shouted. His voice cut through the chaos like a blade. The alien ships were faster, more advanced, but they didn't understand humans, their stubbornness, their will to fight even when hope was thin. Every time a human ship fell, 3 more pushed forward, refusing to retreat. A huge explosion shook the Valkyrie. Sparks flew from the ceiling as the ship trembled. Mara's hands moved quickly over the console. "Shields down to 40%, Captain." "We can't take another direct hit." Aidan's jaw tightened. "Then we make sure they can't either." He turned to the tactical officer. "Target their command ship. Fire everything we have." The ship's cannons roared, releasing a concentrated beam of energy straight toward the largest alien vessel. The beam tore through its armor, slicing across its hull. For a moment, the stars themselves seemed to flicker. Then came the explosion, massive, blinding, and final. The crew cheered. For the first time, the alien formation wavered, but Aidan didn't smile. He watched the scanners. Something wasn't right. In the corner of the display, a second fleet appeared, larger than the first. The Zareth had brought reinforcements. The captain exhaled slowly. "So," he murmured, "the real battle begins now." Outside, the sky burned brighter than ever, humanity's fire refusing to die. The second Zareth fleet arrived like a shadow swallowing the stars. Thousands of alien ships formed a dark wall across the sky, their weapons glowing like angry suns. The human cheers faded into uneasy silence. The odds had turned again. Humanity was outnumbered 10-1. Captain Aiden Cross stood still, his eyes fixed on the chaos outside the viewport. He felt the weight of every soul depending on him. "Prepare for defensive formation," he ordered quietly. "We hold the line. No retreat," Lieutenant Mara hesitated. "Captain, we can't win this head-on." "I know," Aiden replied, "but we're not fighting alone." Her eyes widened. "You mean," he nodded, "activate Project Phantom." Far beneath the surface of Earth, hidden deep inside old mountain bunkers, long dormant systems awoke. Massive underground hangars lit up one by one. From their depths, hundreds of black triangular ships rose, stealth fighters built in secret, crafted from alien tech humanity had once salvaged from crashed ships. Back in orbit, the Zareth fleet advanced confident of victory. Then out of nowhere space rippled. Invisible outlines shimmered into view. The phantoms had arrived. The alien sensors failed to track them. One by one, the stealth ships unleashed a storm of blue plasma fire. Alien vessels exploded in blinding flashes. Confusion spread through the Zareth lines. Mara gasped. "They can't see us. We're invisible to their scanners." Aiden allowed himself a faint smile. Let them taste their own arrogance. The balance of power shifted once again. Humanity, once cornered, was now striking from the shadows. But deep within the alien command ship, a new energy signal began to rise. Something ancient, something powerful, something not even Aiden expected. The war had just changed its shape. The battle burned across the sky like a storm of fire and light. Human ships and alien war machines clashed in silence, their explosions echoing only through sensors and trembling hulls. For a brief moment it seemed humanity might win, but then everything changed. From the center of the Zareth Armada, a massive energy pulse spread outward, a dark wave that silenced weapons and killed every communication channel. Screens flickered, lights dimmed, and engines went dead. The entire human fleet drifted helplessly in space. Captain Aiden Cross gripped the console. "What just happened?" he demanded. Mara's voice shook. It's not a weapon, Captain. It's something alive." The holographic display lit up, showing a colossal shape forming within the energy field. It wasn't a ship, it was a creature, long, serpent-like, made of glowing black metal and red energy veins. Its size dwarfed every ship on the battlefield. "The Zareth woke it up," Aiden muttered. "An ancient guardian, buried in the stars." The creature roared, a silent vibration that rippled through space and shattered smaller ships nearby. The Zareth fleet tried to control it, but the monster turned on them, tearing through their ships like paper. Human vessels floated powerless, watching the chaos unfold. "Can we escape?" Mara asked. Aiden shook his head. "No, we face it." He opened a locked command file labeled Solar Spear Protocol. It was Earth's last secret, a weapon never meant to be used. A single strike that could burn a planet or kill a god. He looked at his crew. "Prepare to fire," he said quietly. Outside, the ancient creature turned its burning eyes toward Earth. The final battle was about to begin. The giant creature moved closer, its body glowing like molten metal, each movement shaking the stars. Every ship, human and alien alike, was silent now, watching the unstoppable power drift toward Earth. It was no longer a battle. It was the end of everything. Inside the Valkyrie, Captain Aiden Cross stood firm, the glow from the dying stars reflecting in his eyes. "Power up the solar spear," he ordered. "Target the creature's core." Mara's voice trembled. "Sir, if we fire that weapon, we might not survive." Aiden nodded slowly. "If we don't, no one will." The crew worked in silence. Lights flickered as the ancient weapon charged, drawing power from every reactor in orbit. One by one, ships linked their energy to the Valkyrie, uniting for a single final strike. The air hummed with electricity, the deck plates vibrating under their feet. Outside, the creature opened its jaws. A red beam of pure destruction began to form. Earth's oceans shimmered beneath its shadow. "Now," Aiden shouted. A blinding white beam erupted from the Valkyrie, piercing the void. It met the creature's attack in the middle of space, light against darkness. For a moment, everything stopped. Then the explosion came. The shockwave spread across the stars, tearing through the Zereth Armada, vaporizing debris and shattering the creature's form into glowing dust. The Valkyrie trembled violently, alarm screaming. When the light faded, silence returned to the heavens. The creature was gone. The alien fleet was gone. Only a few human ships remained, drifting in the calm after the storm,